Hey guys, it's Larry Greenberg, and CES has come to an end, as I'm sure you're now aware. And this is going to be my ScotteVest No Baggage Challenge for Charity wrap-up video. I want to tell you a little bit about my experience, what I went through, will I do it again, and kind of the things I did along the way. So, for starters, hopefully you watched my traveling video when I left for CES. Going through security at Philadelphia International Airport, it was an absolute breeze. It was no different than any other travel day I've ever had, my entire life. There was some concern from, viewers whether, when I went through security, were they going to stop me? Were they going to search me? And I'm not sure where that was coming from. My initial thought was, well, maybe you guys didn't understand that when you fly now, you have to remove your coat and put it on the conveyor belt so it can go through the x-ray machine. So I did have to do that, obviously. I took my ScotteVest off, both of them, and put them through. So at that point, the expedition jacket that I wore became just like any other coat. I put it through, got it on the other side, went on my way. I wasn't stopped once. There was no questions, what's going on, what's in the jacket, nothing. It was just, like I said, like any other travel day. Getting on the plane was an obvious breeze. I didn't have to worry about searching for overhead space. I put my jacket up in the bin. There was a little bit of space for it in the front. And I was at the front of the plane, so when the plane landed, I grabbed my jacket and I was out the door. I had to meet up with Dan Cohen from Gear Diary in baggage claim. I had to wait for him for a few minutes. Otherwise, I literally would have been, off the plane and in a cab in a matter of minutes. So the first part of the leg was great. When I got to Vegas, it was kind of odd not unpacking. I did find myself looking around my room for a suitcase. I'm sure if you've watched some of the other no travel videos or no baggage travel videos, you've seen the comments where those travelers said, they were always wondering or always thinking they had forgotten their suitcase. I knew I didn't have one, but I still found myself looking for one. So I will admit, when I first got there, I did make a trip to CVS just to pick up a few incidentals. I brought a couple toiletries along with me, like a travel toothbrush and deodorant, but I didn't carry a razor on the plane. I didn't know if I'd be allowed to. So I went to CVS and picked up just a few essentials, like shaving cream, a razor, and I grabbed some laundry detergent. So throughout the trip, throughout the week, I washed my clothes in the sink at my hotel. That actually worked out much better than I thought it would be. Every night when I got back to my room, I washed everything I had on except for my pants. So I washed my Q-zip, my ScotteVest Q-zip. I washed my ScotteVest t-shirt, because that's basically what I wore every day, was a t-shirt with a Q-zip on top. And then I washed my socks. I didn't have any kind of pajamas, so I'd sleep in the travel boxers and then wash them in the morning. And basically everything I washed was dry by the next day. So I had 3 outfits with me, basically, and that meant that I had a nice rotation going throughout the trip. I washed my pants in the sink twice. I had 2 pairs of pants. I washed them in the sink twice, once because I spilled beer on myself at an event, so I washed them, and it actually worked out great. They took a little bit longer to dry. They took about 24 hours to dry. I just hung them up in the shower on a hanger, and then I ironed them. And the ironing thing, I think, is a really nice tip. I ironed my clothes a lot when I was out there, and that really helped. So I'd be wearing my clothes all day, and then usually I'd come back to the room at my hotel in the late afternoon before the night's event and take off my clothes and take a shower. Taking 2 showers a day, keeps you clean and minimizes the amount of body odor that you'll get on the clothes. So I did do that. But after I'd taken that second shower, I ironed all my clothes. So they were nice and pressed, and it was almost like dry cleaning them. And that kind of made me feel like I was putting on a fresh set of clothes, even though I'd worn them already in the day. Obviously I checked them for smells, and I didn't notice anything bad. No one that I was with complained that I had any kind of odor at all. Everything worked out great. So on the way home, same situation as on the way out. When I got to the airport in Las Vegas, the line for baggage claim was enormous. I walked right by all of them. There wasn't anyone at security. I was literally at the front door of the airport, through security, and at my gate in under 5 minutes. It was incredible. Again, I wasn't stopped, I wasn't questioned, no one asked why I had so much stuff in my coat, nothing like that, just like any other travel experience. So I guess my point about the whole security thing is, if you're thinking about doing this sort of thing and are worried about what security is going to say, don't be. It's not an issue, period. It's just like any other traveler or any other travel experience. You have nothing to worry about. So would I do this again? That's probably the question I've been asked most often. Would I do the ScotteVest no baggage challenge again? The answer is probably maybe. If I was going away, let's say for an overnight, I think the answer is yes. I could see myself packing one change of clothes and my toiletries and whatnot in my coat and going with no bags. If I was going for a longer period of time, a weekend or a couple days longer than that, I could see myself bringing a small carry-on, and what I think I will do in the future is use my ScotteVest more often and put more stuff inside the coat. So will I go without a bag for a 2 or 3 day trip? Probably an answer is no, but I'll bring a smaller bag and I'll put more stuff inside my jacket. The big win or the big takeaway for me out of this whole experience is I think I've learned that I don't need to pack as much as I always end up packing. As I told you in one of the first videos, I'm one of those people that if I go away for 5 days, I bring 5 outfits, 5 pairs of pants, 5 shirts, 5 pairs of underwear, 5 pairs of socks. So I have a clean set every day. In some instances, more than that, so I can have one for the day, and if I know I'm going out at night, another one at night. Obviously, that amounts to a lot of stuff being packed. I realize that I just simply don't need to bring that much stuff. It's okay to wear a pair of pants more than once before cleaning them. It's okay to wash your boxers in the sink with laundry detergent in a hotel. It works just fine, especially when it's made from the material that ScotteVest uses. That's the beauty of it. You're not washing cotton clothes in the sink. This material dries very fast, and because it doesn't hold your sweat, it wicks it. It doesn't smell too bad in the first place, so you're not having to do any sort of heavy-duty washing. And I think that's the key here. So the key for me is next time I travel, I'm going to remember to not only pack, less stuff, but pack the right stuff. I'm going to bring the correct type of clothes. I'm going to make sure that I'm bringing clothes that are made out of the same material that the ScotteVest clothing is made out of. And that will, lead to me not needing as much stuff. The same goes for electronics, my gear. I think the Galaxy Tab was the perfect device for me to have while at CES. And I think in the future, again, do I need to bring a laptop, my iPad, the Tab, an iPod Touch, and my iPhone, and a camera? Certainly the answer is no. We have so many devices nowadays that do so many of the same functions. There's just no need to bring it all. And I certainly think that I'll be able to live with, 1 or 2 of these devices that, offer all the same features and functions and get away with that on my next excursion. So the ScotteVest No Baggage Challenge for Charity, like I said, has come to an end. I think it was a great success for me. It was a great learning experience. I'm thrilled I did it. Do I have any regrets? Absolutely not. Probably the hardest part about it was, wearing the same clothes over and over again. Not because they were dirty or because, I didn't like the clothing. Just getting used to, oh yeah, I'm wearing the same black shirt again. No variety. That's probably the hardest thing. But again, if you realize it's only for a short amount of time, you're not Steve Jobs wearing the same black mock turtleneck and same black pants or gray pants or jeans or whatever he wears every day. Once you get over that and realize it's only for a short amount of time, I think it's for the best and everything works out great. So I want to thank Scott Jordan at ScotteVest for providing me the clothing for the trip and providing the idea of this entire thing. I want to thank Dan Cohen, Senior Editor at Gear Diary, for doing this along with me. Of course, setting up the charity, the Haiti Plunge. I'll put a link in the video description. If you haven't taken the time to check out the Haiti Plunge or ordered a t-shirt to support the charity, I encourage you to please do so. And join me on my next excursion, where it will be, when it'll be, with or without bags. I don't know, but I'm sure it'll be exciting nonetheless. So that's all for me. That's all for the No Baggage Challenge. You guys have a great day.